What if I tell you that we can derive effective and impactful insights from our dataset in just a few lines of code? That's the beauty of Pandas group by function. Pandas is popularly known as a data analysis tool, which is offering a data manipulation library. With the help of this feature, we can analyze the large set of data in an efficient manner. Grouping and aggregating are the two important features of the Pandas library, which can analyze a very large amount of data and present to us very useful insights out of the data. So by the end of this video, you all will become proficient with the grouping and aggregating concepts of Pandas. You will rely on group to quickly summarize data and aggregate it in a way that's easy to interpret. Hi, I'm Aditi from Data's Good, and I thank you all for joining us today. But before we begin, make sure you have subscribed to our channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest videos coming from us. So now it's time to get started. One of the most basic analysis function is grouping and aggregating data. In some cases, this level of analysis may be sufficient to answer business questions. In other instances, this activity might be the first step in a more complex data science analysis. So here's the agenda for this video. We will first understand what group by function is and what it can do to make the analysis process easier. Then we will understand it practically. We will look at some problems and try to solve them using the Pandas group by function. We will also look at the different scenarios of how group by functions can be used. After that, we'll learn about the aggregate function and we'll also use it practically. So without any further ado, let's get started. Pandas has a group by function to be able to handle most of the grouping tasks conveniently. Group by is one of the most important Pandas function. It is used to group and summarize records according to the split apply combine strategy. In Pandas, the group by function can be combined with one or more aggregation functions to quickly and easily summarize data. This concept is deceptively simple and most new Panda users will understand it. Grouping records by column is a common need for data analysis. Such scenarios include counting employees in each department of a company, calculating the average salary of male and female employees respectively in each department, and calculating the average salary of employees of different ages. These were some of the examples or problems which can be solved using the group by function. Group by function is very useful and a powerful tool for analyzing data. So make sure you understand the concept of it very well. So let's quickly jump to the coding part. Quickly open a new Jupyter notebook. After opening the Jupyter notebook, we will rename it as Grouping and Aggregating in Pandas. First of all, we'll import the Pandas library in this notebook. Type Import Pandas as PD in the new coding cell. Here we are giving the alias PD to the Pandas library. Press Shift and Enter to execute the cell. And the Pandas library is successfully imported in Jupyter Notebook. Great. Now let's move ahead and read the data set which we are going to use in this notebook. We will read the employee data set. I have uploaded the data set in the same directory which I'm working on. As this is a CSV file, we will read this data set using the read CSV function of Pandas and specify the name of the data set inside the function. Press Shift and Enter, and the data set is read into this notebook. After this, let's check the head of the data set. Head of the data set means the first 5 rows of the data set. We will do so by using the head function. Shift and Enter. And we can see that the first 5 rows of the data set are displayed to us. We can see there are 35 columns in the data set, but not all columns are displayed to us. To output all the columns of the data set, we will use the set option function. This function allows us to display only a particular number of rows or columns. Here, max columns is for displaying the maximum number of columns. The maximum number of columns are 35. So a maximum of 35 columns can be displayed. We use max rows for displaying rows of the data. Now again press Shift and Enter. And we can see that this time all the columns of the data set are displayed for us. Great. Now we'll be using the group by function on this data to analyze it and take out meaningful insights out of it. The first problem is to count the number of employees in each department. This can be done very easily with a group by function. And here's the code to solve this. We group by the data by the department column and count the employees in each department using the count aggregation function. Simple. Press Shift and Enter. And hooray! Here we get the output. We can conclude from the output that there are 63 employees working in the Human Resources Department, 961 employees working in the Research and Development Department, and 446 employees working in the Sales Department. Interesting, isn't it? We analyzed such a huge amount of data using a single line of code. So this was grouping by a single field. Next, let's see grouping by multiple fields. Yes, we can group by the data by more than one column. Let's see how we can do so. So the second problem is to calculate the average salary for both male and female employees in each department. To solve this problem, we will need to group by the data by both the department column and the gender column. So we specified both the department and gender column names inside the square brackets and then found the mean for the monthly income column. Now let's press Shift and Enter to execute the cell. And here we get the output. We can conclude from the output that the mean salary for female employees in the HR department is 7,264. Whereas the mean salary for male employees in the Human Resources Department is around 6,371. And one more interesting thing which we can notice is that the average salary for female employees working in any department is greater than average salary for male employees. Very interesting. We learned grouping the data by a single field as well as multiple fields. But we aggregated the data by just using one aggregation function. Next, let's see how we can perform one aggregation function on each of the columns. So the problem is to calculate the number of employees working in each department and the average salary of employees in each department. The count aggregate is on the employee number column and the average aggregate is on the monthly income column. Each column has its own aggregation function. So let's see how we can do this. We again group by the data by the department column and then use the pandas agg function to handle this type of computing tasks. Relevant columns and the involved aggregate functions are passed into the function in the form of a dictionary, where the columns are keys and the aggregates are values to get the aggregation done. Now let's press Shift and Enter to execute the cell. And yes, we get the desired output. We get the average salary of employees working in each department and the number of employees working in each department. The highest average salary of employees is in the sales department. Amazing! Not only this, we can perform multiple aggregations on a single column as well. Let's see this also. So the problem is to calculate the mean, maximum, and minimum age of employees working in each department. Again, we group by the data by the department column and then perform aggregation on the age column using the agg function and pass all the three functions, mean, max, and min, into the agg function inside the square brackets. Press Shift and enter. And yes, we get the output. The minimum age of employees working in the Human Resources Department is 19, while for Research and Development and Sales Department is 18. Similarly, we can see the maximum and mean age of employees. We can use the group by function in the way we want. Mastering Pandas group by methods are particularly useful in dealing with data analysis tasks. So till now, we learned the use of group by functions along with the aggregation functions. We cannot perform the group by without the aggregation functions, but we can perform aggregation function on the data alone. Let's learn about this. Pandas has a function called aggregate, which aggregates using one or more operations over the specified axis. Let's read more about this function from the Python documentation site. So here we get the complete information about the function as well as some examples for our better understanding. Let's learn about its parameters. The first parameter is func. This is a function to use for aggregating the data. Next is axis. 0 is for index and 1 is for columns. And this function returns a scalar, series, or a data frame. Now let's make use of this function to aggregate the data. We will use the same data set called employee data set. So let's first aggregate by mean. We simply use the aggregate function and pass the function mean inside it. Shift and enter. And we get the output. We can see that the mean of each of the numerical columns of the data is returned. The mean age is 36.9. The mean daily rate is 802.4, etc. Interesting, isn't it? So we can perform different aggregation functions on different columns. Let's try finding the mean and minimum value of age and minimum and maximum value of distance from home column. So let's do that. We pass a dictionary inside the aggregate function where the keys are the columns and the values are the list of aggregate functions. Now press Shift and enter. And we get the desired output. Amazing! So this is how we use the group by and the aggregate function in Pandas. I hope you understood both the concepts well. Did you? I'm sure. In case you have any doubt, you can always ask us in the comment section. We'll try to solve your queries as soon as possible. So stay tuned, stay motivated. Goodbye.